Hey fam, hey, welcome back to my channel. We are back for another episode of Sister Wives Season 18. Now y'all, before we get into it, we got to get into some housekeeping. Number one, if you have been here from the beginning, you know that all I say about this show, these women, and these situations is all about my opinion. We all got them, we can express them, and I'm going to express mine. I don't know these people, and I'm only commenting on what they show us. No more, no less. We joke, we kiki, and hopefully you get a chance to escape into this world of reality TV with me. Because why not? Number two, I am very, very close to 1.8 thousand subscribers, and I would love to reach that and beyond, so I need your help. I need you to help me with the algogos. That's the algorithms. So share with your friends because sharing is caring. Last but not least, I am never sure week to week exactly what day I can do this specific content because there's a lot of change going on. Some really big things, actually, that I'm really excited about, but I cannot share just yet. But please don't give up on me. Keep coming back and make sure to hit the noti button so that when I do come hang out with y'all, you'll know. So now that we have got all the boring stuff out of the way, DJ, drop that beat. All right, y'all, welcome back. It is Easter. Let me tell you, Christine's Easter looks really fun, and I'm going to tell you why. Because it includes money. Now, I do not celebrate Easter myself. I, of course, say that whoever does, more power to you. But I'm going to say that whatever you do, include the eggs with the money in them because you're going to get the whole family involved. It's a whole family activity. And I guarantee you, especially those older adult kids, are going to be willing to go hunt for those eggs. Kody is talking about how he says he shouldn't celebrate Easter, but he will celebrate Christmas. Yeah, he went on this thing about how Easter is pagan and he wants to be close to God and felt like the way that he should be close to God is by celebrating Passover. But then you celebrate Christmas. Usually people, and this is not across the board, I can't speak for everyone, but usually people who do not celebrate one holiday that they consider pagan usually do not celebrate the other holiday that is pagan. We won't go into all of that here. I just say, research, believe what you believe, live your best life, love everybody, all that good stuff. He said that he wanted to be close to God, so apparently the family for a very long time did not celebrate the holiday of Easter. But of course, Robyn shows up. She said her kids celebrated Easter, so it's back. Easter is back in the building. Robyn, in her feigned ignorance, in the I'm so confused, I'm so hurt about why things were different when I came in. Because, babe, you came in like a wrecking ball. You did. Like a wrecking ball. When did it become Robyn and her children? I've noticed that for the last few episodes, it has changed in Kody's vernacular that it is now Robyn and her children. But it is his home. Look out, Robyn. Your kids are getting older. That transition is starting to happen. It's beginning to happen. Remember, he is very partial to his minor children. And so as the children start to get older, I think that he starts to let go of the reins and he starts to separate himself. And I guess I hear it a little bit early because now they are your children, girl. They back on your taxes, not our taxes. You better be glad he adopted him. Now I'm kind of glad he did because now he can't just walk away from you without any sort of obligation, which is what I'm sure, Robyn, you wanted to make sure of. Watching your mother having gone through polygamous marriage and being the first wife and then the second wife, I guess is what I heard, but don't quote me on that. Meri, of course, remembers that over the holiday, it was just by herself. She was like, having a normal Sunday. Robyn and Kody didn't invite her over to do anything because, Robyn wants to keep in touch with her, but she won't call her. Remember, Meri told her, listen, if you want me to be involved in things, if you want me to stick around, if you want me to be here, you've got to call me. And apparently that did not sink in because Easter was spent by herself. Meri, I'm sorry. They are just not that into you. They don't really want you there. They want your money there. They want your help to pay off some land. But they don't want you. Janelle says she didn't miss any part of him. She said, I didn't miss him. I was hanging out with my friend Christine and her kids and some of my kids. You know, we got together. We made homemade lasagna. We had salad. I love it. You saw him sitting out in the backyard or wherever it was, just soaking up the sun, having a wonderful time in July. You know, this show is moving really quickly. I have to say, I think that they have heard the cry of the public. You know, we were moving really slow, and it's starting to pick up some speed. They're moving through. They are moving through. When we come back from commercial break, we are back at the B&B. You know, I'm starting to believe wholeheartedly that Just Jen is the only one who will film with Meri. Now, Robyn will film with her because, you know, you have to still look like the only wife that likes Meri. So you go over and you film. But really, it's Jen. It is Jen who films with her. And honestly, she is the one who makes Meri the giddiest I've ever seen her, I think. Even when she talks about her love for Kody back in the day, and we see the little flashbacks of her on Robyn's wedding day, or maybe the commitment ceremony day, I can't remember, and she's tying his tie, and, you know, he's trying to flirt. Yeah, even then, Just Jen tops. Just Jen is the number one. She is making Meri feel like a woman these days. Now, you can take that however you want. I really did not mean any shade with that. But Meri says that she goes through, as she goes through the relationships with the family, she notices that, you know, she used to have some of those kinds of relationships with some of them. But, you know, it was basically turning into a lot of, you know, who likes who doesn't like who wants to get rid of who. Did y'all hear that? I peeped that. I want to know who was talking about getting rid of folks. Now, I don't know if anybody probably outright said that, because it seems to be that the only person who could have even gotten away with even saying something close to who they wanted to get rid of would have been Sob and Robyn. But, you know, she tries to play the role of, even I couldn't say things to Kody about any of my sister wives. Girl, shut up. That's just what that is totally what I want to tell her. Like, I want to meet her just so I can walk up to her. She don't even have to say anything. I just want to walk up to her and just go, shut up. Shut all the way up. Shut it up. Remember that song by the Black Eyed Peas? I think it was Black Eyed Peas. Shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. Remember that song? That's the song that I want to sing to Robyn. I do. Meri then talks about how Just Jen's husband does things for her, like washes her car, and we saw him helping her move things out of the carriage house so that she could move her clothing business up there. But she goes, don't go weird. Don't go weird. We have a platonic relationship. Here's the thing. Why do you think anybody is thinking that you don't have a platonic relationship? Didn't nobody say that? I mean, I guess people out here probably thought that, and you probably saw that in some people's comments, but really enough for you to comment on it? Come on, Meri. Tell us the secrets, girl. Now, you told us you got catfish. Go ahead, share with us. We ain't gonna tell nobody. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Of course, people have accused Robyn of maybe having some sort of a relationship with Jen. So here's what I want to say to that. Meri, girl, come close. Jen's husband is not the relationship we keeping our eye on. Woo, do with it what you will. Do with it what you will. Robyn says again, because I think she's trying to convince herself at this point, if Meri would just stick around a little bit longer, I really think she and Kody could maybe work something out. That was me taking a breath of meditation and release. I would count to 10, but we don't have that kind of time. I need you to stop being delusional. I need you to take your medication and stop being delusional. Here's the thing. You know, Robyn has over the years done some of the most inappropriate, delusional, serial killer, creepy kind of things that it just makes all of this feel very much like you need some time to yourself. And when I say to yourself, that's a nice way of saying you need to check in somewhere. Like, for real, for some months. Like, talk to somebody who can help you with what's going on in your brain. Even the kids call it a process that you do to make yourself into whatever it is. You shapeshift like a mofo, Robyn. Like, I think that's really what it is. Are you a skinwalker? You are confused. I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. But I can guess you have some healing to do. Some healing. I don't know if it'll help. Meds, girl. Meds. Check them out. It's a lot of them out there. I'm not going to recommend none because I'm not a doctor and I don't want to steer anybody in the wrong direction. But you ain't got to go to the doctor. I know y'all still kind of scared of COVID around this time. You might be scared of COVID now, but they got telehealth. Check it out. So she says again that she thinks that Kody and Meri can work it out. But what I really think she wants him to work out is to get those last 4 digits of her social security number and that 3-digit PIN to that bank account. During Pillow Talk, Robyn turns over to him and says, listen, that stunt you pulled when we went over to her house the other day, and you just sat there with your hands over your mouth and didn't give her any encouragement, that is not going to get the money. So I'm going to need you to be nicer. I'm going to need you to get them digits so we can get to that bank account. Then you can tell her to move to Pair 1. Until then, suck it up, buttercup. We got bills to pay. All right, y'all. It finally happened. Kody finally admitted that Robyn was the love of his life. Now, we all knew that, but we just wanted to hear him say it. I think that he finally has gotten tired of the lies. Quit trying to act like all these other women were the best they could ever be for you, and Robyn was just an addition. Right. Here's how I look at it. And I'm not calling any of these women anything, but it's like having a new car every few years, and maybe your first car was like a Chevette. Remember Chevettes? If you're old enough to remember Chevettes, your muscles creak when you get out of bed in the morning, and that's me. Hello. Then you move up to maybe one of those newer Grand Ams. Remember the Grand Ams? And then you moved up to like a Grand Prix. You might have even gotten like a Ford Explorer, because that used to be the SUV. That used to be the SUV. You might have even gotten an Expedition. Okay? Got Expedition. Then you get a Rubicon Jeep. Uh-oh. Here come the Rubicon. After that, those other cars just become cars in the garage. They become the ones that you might take out and show because now they're considered classic cars, right? They still run really well. They are still the bomb because those are the cars that last. But then you got the pretty shiny Rubicon that everybody's like, wow, that's a great car. And that becomes the love of your life. That becomes the car that you drive. That's the car that you buy when you go, you know what? I need a winter car. I'm going to drive the other cars like in the spring and summer. Make sure they keep running. But this, I'm only going to drive in the winter until somebody compliments you on it and you start driving it every day. That is what Robyn became. Right? And then he tries to say that Pretty Princess is the one who's telling him to fix all of his relationships with his wives and his kids. And this bee is outside cutting weeds off the plants like that's what she really does on the regular. Cut it out, girl. You ain't ever worked that hard. When the camera went off, she was like, "Ooh, that was a lot. I'm going to have to go ahead and take a nap. That's more than I'm used to. I'm just used to making ugly jewelry and hoping somebody else will sell it for me. But ooh, this cutting leaves and stuff, that ain't me. Glad the nanny is here, because I got to go into the boudoir and retire." Oh, child, stop. All right, it's July. It's July now, and the cool clique is sitting around the table having dinner. Homemade lasagna and salad and such. And they're already discussing Thanksgiving and Christmas. Christine, being the moderator that she was last week, shows up again and was like, "Oh, so do you think that Thanksgiving's going to kind of be the same as it was last year?" Janelle goes, "What do you mean, away from Robyn and Kody?" And she's like, "Yeah." And of course, everybody's like, "Oh, heck yeah, it's going to be like it was." As a matter of fact, we ain't even going to act like we going to the house this year. Last year, we tried to pretend like we might go. Even though we knew we wasn't going. We sat around the campfire outside and said, well, we might could go if everybody apologized and stuff. Child, they wasn't going over to man's house. And they're definitely not going to go this year because things are in a worse spot than they were last year. I mean, people are divorced and leaving. You have just had a major fight with him. You are not going to go break bread with the one who caused everything. How dare you? If let me tell you, if Janelle did go to Thanksgiving with them, talking about we amiable and can get along, I would start to get mad at Janelle. I'm just gonna put on nothing. I love Janelle. I love her. But Janelle's a smart person. She's a smart person. And as we see throughout this episode, they all mentioned that they have not seen each other in a very long time and really have no desire to. You know, they try to pretend like maybe they could possibly one day, perhaps, mayhaps, but we know that they really don't want to see each other. And Janelle even goes as far to say as, I really don't ever see spending a holiday again with Kody. Never mind Robyn. We ain't never really spent no holiday with Robyn, but I don't see myself spending another holiday with Robyn. So then, of course, they say that, Thanksgiving will probably be in Utah. Christine says, wow, do you want to come to Thanksgiving at my house? And everyone at the table with a resounding yes. No waiting time. No, I'll think about it. No, I can't be there. Now, Gwen did not say much. Gwen did not say where she was going to spend the holiday. We do know that she's probably not going to go to Kody and Robyn's, but she also didn't say that she wanted to spend it anywhere. So we assume that she would probably spend it with those sitting around the table at least, but she did not say. Chris and Jay talk about not seeing Robyn or Meri in over 6 months or so, and again, really have no desire to. Smash cut to a van pulling up to Meri's house, and a child by the name of Ariella, sans Binky, goes running towards Meri like she missed her and like she really, really likes her. And quite honestly, I think she does. I think that Saul and Ariella and Meri have a wonderful relationship because Meri has tried to make those relationships work. Yes, Robyn brings them over. I'm not sure how this little play date got set up, but guess who else tags along? You know who I'm talking about. Miss Ear Piercing herself. Girl, she showed up. She came out the house. She is apparently also allowed to see Meri. She took a break from her classes and she is able to come over. Miss Ariana, y'all. Is that her name? Brianna, Savannah, Ariana. What's her name? I don't know what her name is. Child, I'll be blocking them kids' names out because they Robyn. So I'll put it in there. You'll see who it is. But they all come over to see Meri, and of course Saul, who is just, himself. He's kind of like a Logan personality to me for some reason, even though Robyn keeps trying to pull him back into how he's so much like her. I really see him as very Logan. And he's like, do you have a dog? And Meri goes, no, I don't. But I do have swings. I do have a play set. And I'm so glad that you kids came on over so that you could use it. I love it. Okay, so new question. Is there a reason that the kids cannot go inside Meri's house? I really am beginning to believe that Robyn feels like someone's going to take her kids. Like, I think she has an unnatural fear of something happening to her children at the hands of anyone in this family, even though she married into it. It makes me go back to an episode years ago when Meri, who is very close to Saul, wanted to take him with her, I think up to Utah. I can't remember where, but Robyn would not let him go with her. She could take Brianna or she could take Aurora, that's her name. She could take Aurora, but she could not take Saul. Someone has mentioned on the interwebs, and I don't know that I believe this or not or whatever, I have no opinion, but they feel like Robyn almost has a mild case of what's called Munchausen. If you don't know what Munchausen by proxy is, I don't know that they call it this anymore, but Munchausen by proxy is basically when a parent has an unhealthy or unrealistic issue of illness or something that they place on you. They place illness on you. Sometimes they reap benefits from it, but they need to be the ones to take care of you, to heal you, to nurse you back to health, to make the appointments, take you to the hospital, things like that. So someone has mentioned that she may have a case of Munchausen. And even in this clip, we see her hanging all over Saul and needing to hug him and keep him close. And it's like, girl, you're in the backyard of a person's house who you called a friend, a sister wife, like you shared a man, like let that boy go play. So then there's this idea of a family reunion to get together for the kids. Christine, of course, says, I would totally do a family reunion just so the kids could get together, right? Jay says that she would. It's fine. But she doesn't really care to hang out with Meri or Robyn. Meri, of course, says, yeah, I would do it. Totally. Because Meri is craving any interaction she can get with Kody. If Kody is in the space, she is down to be there. Because when he's in the room for Meri, no one else exists. Robyn exists only in the sense that I got to keep her close because she's the only one who talks to me. Robyn chimes in and, of course, says, I think that if we do that without healing some of the things that have already happened, it would not work. Listen here, Jan Levan Zan, I'm going to need you to sit down because you're the reason this is the way it is. Kody, of course, says, I don't want to see Christine. The way she's crap talked me and all that she said, I never want to see her again. For somebody who was not attracted to her, she begged to be in the family, la-di-da-di-da. This man is for real butthurt about her making the decision to leave his A and go on with her life. The theory is, Janelle hasn't left you yet, so you still have some affection for her because in your little narcissistic brain, you think you can turn her around. You think, and this really drives me crazy about some men, it's that you're not going anywhere mentality. It's that she ain't never gonna leave me. I'm the best thing that's ever happened. She can't do better than me. Why don't we think she can do better than you, Kody? Because I know you've thought it. Your wife has all but said it in the tell-all. Don't make me go there, because if I go there, I'm going to get really mad. If you know, you know. You know what he's saying. I'm going to leave that there. We're going to talk about that in another video because I want to talk about some things. I want to talk about some things that Robyn has said about these wives. I want to talk about things that Kody has said about these wives and why we think, especially when it comes to Janelle and Meri, why they both think that they would not leave and why he thinks he can talk to them the way that he does. We're gonna get into it. Another video. Come back, tell your friends, subscribe, all that good stuff. We go ahead and go back to Meri's humble abode and we hear her say, hey, Robyn, I have some news. She goes, what? Is it good news or is it bad news? And she goes, well, I've signed a contract. Robyn goes, with this house. Oh, so you're staying? Yeah, I'm gonna stay. Why are you staying, Meri? Why, girl? Kody has told you he is okay with you moving. He has suggested how you can pack your clothes. He has said, I don't know why she's still in Flagstaff. Take the hint. He is telling you to go. He is freeing you. Get out. Save yourself. We go to a couch interview where Christine tells us what we already knew, which was that being a sister wife is just not sustainable. Janelle said that, we could always work together, Robyn and I, for the family, but yeah, we weren't really that close. Jay says that her relationship with Kody, Jay is Janelle, is amiable. And Christine said, how is it amiable? I saw the fight. And that's exactly how we all felt. We saw the fight. Girl, y'all not amiable. Y'all are not amiable. She's just not picking up what Janelle is putting down, right? So then she asks Janelle, she's like, well, would you go back to Kody? And Janelle says, well, if he gave me what I needed, Yes, I would go back. And Bestie lost her mind. But she spoke some truth. She said he is not going to stop being Robyn's husband. Do you really want to be married to Robyn's husband? And that's what I'm saying. Do you? Because it's always going to be that way. I think that Janelle is fine with the separate independence, but she does want him to come by. And at this point, I would have to ask Janelle, like, what do you get out of that? Do you get to just say that you're married and have somebody come by and rake leaves for you every once in a while and help you move your trailer or your fifth wheel? Like, is that what you need? Because, girl, we can do that. We can get some people together right here on YouTube. We can meet you up in Flagstaff. Somebody got a truck. It ain't me, but somebody got a truck. Or if we can borrow that truck that y'all have, we can move that thing, girl. We can get that thing done. Girl power. What? Get out of here. You don't need that man, girl. Janelle has always been a baddie, but she is also so unbothered. Christine better recognize. She said, she keeps doing this, oh, poor you. Oh, poor Janelle. And she's like, I don't need that. It's making me a little uncomfortable. I'm finding it on my own. Girl, I am my own shine. That's what Janelle said. Then she starts talking about how she and Kody have been friends with benefits for years. I threw up in my mouth a little for the reason that whole idea of being a friend with a benefit, with someone that you don't like and they don't really like you, that just sends me. And I don't understand how people do it. I really don't understand the whole, we're going to be friends with benefits, even like when you're young and in college and all that. I just don't get it. I've never been able to do it. And I, wow, no judgment. Do you, boo? But, But she does talk about needing to be released, right? But she's not a believer in the faith. So that whole being released from being married to somebody really doesn't apply. And then, of course, we go into how it is a part of their faith that says you have to go to higher ups in your church. They have to release you. And then you are not truly divorced until you are physical with another man. And Christine laughs her behind off. Now, here's where I'm going to say something that I didn't think I would ever say, but I am going to say it right now. I have to say that I agree with what I have heard that Gwen has said about her mother performing for the cameras in the show. Because yes, it is a ridiculous idea that you would have to sleep with another man in order to be unmarried to them. But the laugh of it all, honestly, I don't know that that's something to laugh about. I mean, it is ridiculously funny, like in that way. But to know that there are women out there who really, truly believe in that principle, it's a little scary. I don't really see the funny in it because in that, I feel like there's some abuse in that belief, right? I understand more that maybe your belief says you must go before the church to ask to be released, but the other half of that just seems, woo. It just seems woo. That's all I got. Woo. Then, of course, we cut to Aurora, who is 20 years old, is talking to a boy. Girl, you're 20. You should have been talking to about 3, 4, 5 boys by now. And I say talking to. I don't say do nothing else. I don't say making out. I don't say none of that stuff. But talking to, you should have talked to you in college. You should be talking to boys like every third hour, girl. In between classes, you should be talking to boys. Hey, how you doing? What's up, cutie? Hey, my name is Aurora. What's your name? Really? They're acting like she's 12 and she's got her first crush and they're going to go to the middle school. What's it called? The Sadie Hawkins. Remember the Sadie Hawkins? I don't know if they call it that. It blows my mind. The girl is 20 years old. She just got her ears pierced at like 18 or something. Like she was 4. I got my ears pierced when I was 4. I think most people did. Got their ears pierced. And now she giggling about. And here's the funny part. It's Meri and Robyn who are doing the whole giggle. But it's Aurora who says, I'm fine with flirting. Girl, get your life. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that there may be hope for Aurora. Because in the last episode, she started to realize that maybe all of her brothers and sisters are not as mean as she has been led to believe. Now, we're only starting with one. Hopefully, Gwen found her on campus and helped to change that narrative. But now she's like, yeah, I'm not ready to be like a parent and married and all that. But I'll flirt with you, though. I'll toss that hair, toss. And then Robyn's telling her about, I was already having a baby and married. And Mary's like, yeah, we were married when I was like 18 for 2 months or something. And Kody was like 22. We were just babies. So already Aurora is proving to be slightly smarter than you. And I think that's a direct effect of her getting out of the house and going to college. I always say kids need to go to college. Even if it's not a way to college, you need to go and experience that. Hear other opinions. Form your own opinion. Talk to kids who are not living the same way you do. I credit going to college with my knowledge of the world, my hunger for more, my wanting to see things overseas and traveling overseas. I'm going on an overseas trip next week. Like, I'm so excited. But you get those experiences from leaving your home, leave your circle, get out of there. Now, somewhere, the last thing I'm going to talk about is somewhere in the episode, I believe, or maybe I saw it just in a clip, but Christine says basically about Janelle, listen, this is not a marriage that you should be in. I want my friend to be happy. Cut your losses and get out of Flagstaff. Now, in that, I cannot say that she should tell Janelle what to do. I think she does need to be more on the side of, I'm going to support you, whatever you decide to do. This is what I felt was right for myself, but I want you to be happy either way. Do not insinuate, Christine, that the only way Janelle could be happy would be to leave him, leave Flagstaff, come live near you. That is the surest way, I think, to push a friend away. All right? Things that I did not really care to discuss in this little review is, again, that Aurora is talking to a boy. Like I said, she's 20. She did. And I actually did talk about it. And then I didn't really want to hear about Robyn talking about having her first baby and being married and all that kind of stuff. I didn't really care to elaborate on that. I did mention that it happened, but those were not important things to me. Of course, at the end of the episode, we go to what is happening next week. I still don't see that we're going to get the Meri sitting on the bench. I am leaving. This is not what I want. And I say that, number one, because A, they didn't show it, but B, because she's just told Robyn in this episode that she is going to stay in this house. So I think what's going to happen is that I'm leaving, peace out, is going to be the season finale. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking that it's leaning that way because, of course, they have to set us up for what could be a season 19. Child, how long is this going to go on? How long is it going to go on? Because there is no more SisterWives. Like, they're not SisterWives anymore. Before I go, I want to double back and I want to tell you, YouTube played me dirty, y'all. YouTube played me dirty this past week. I recorded an entire review about last week's episode, and YouTube apparently did not allow you all to see it. It only showed in certain countries. Now, although that sounds very flattering and very much like I'm a superstar, and I don't believe that I am, that's just me playing. I was a little disappointed, but I will tell you that what I wanted to talk about mainly in last week's episode was the carbon copy of Robyn that is Brianna. Her sitting on that couch with the acting choices that I'm sure Robyn guided her in, with the shallow voice and the I don't know what to do with Savannah. We see each other, we do, in the hall, and we just, because we don't know what to do with each other, we just ignore each other. And I'm so confused and sad because I grew up with her. I grew up with all of them. I'm going to put the clip in this video because That was what I mainly talked about in my review from last week. And that is what I'm referring to when I say that Aurora, I think, is starting to realize that all of her siblings may not be as bad as her parents have led her to believe. But I think Brianna's still drinking the Kool-Aid. She is still sipping the Kool-Aid, waiting on Hellbop. She has got her purple clothes and her black tennis shoes ready. So when it's time, they're going to drink that Kool-Aid. She's going to lay down and wait for the mothership. She is. Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to mention from last week's episode that I talked about in my review is just how I would hate to be a child or a grandchild of this family and grow up and realize that my grandfather called my parents jerks, said that he did not want to talk to them, and that everything they've ever said about him, he gives it right back. I would really, really, really hate to grow up and see that. I am sure that they will try to make all of that go away. They have already disappeared some things in their seasons, like tell-alls and certain episodes of the show. I don't know how that happens, except that maybe they have some sort of deal with Puddle Monkey. But I would imagine that, they're going to try to make this go away. But guess what? Because we have YouTube, it will always be around. And even if they can't see it, we will have mentioned it. Yes. So I am so sorry that entire review got disappeared. I don't know what happened, but if you're in another country and you saw it, because I do see that some people were able to watch it, I hope you enjoyed it and understood. I did have a comment that basically said, yep, you're right on. I really wish you all had seen it. All right, my friends, that's all I got for Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 11. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. We'll be back next week. Actually, no, we will not. I will not be back next week because I will not be in the country. That's all I can tell you, because remember I said big things were happening. But I can tell you that I will not be in the country. So I will not have a Sister Wives episode next week. Probably later in the week next week, but certainly not on Monday. And it may even wait until the following week, and we'll do a 2-part review. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe this video. The algos are really not in my favor right now, and I miss all of you. I have some loyal followers that I really, really miss, and so I hope that you are hearing it and you're able to come back. I thank you for listening at all, because this is just a hobby for me, and I just want to make people laugh and have a good time. So remember, if there's anything you want to do, please go out and do it. There's enough room for everybody, and time is short. Things are happening, y'all. Time is short. We got to go ahead and live our lives and do what we want to do. And